It's been 9 months of living with the 2016 BMW S1000XR, and in that time, our plans changed somewhat. I originally had plans to turn this thing into a full-on racer with lights. Then I had plans to turn it into an off-road style ADV tourer in the same guise as its twin-cylinder brother in the BMW R1200 GS. In the end, I did neither. I left the bike stock. Is this a cop-out? Well, I wouldn't blame you for thinking so, and to be honest, I struggled with that thought myself. But then I came to realize 9 months and 5,000 miles on a test bike with no mods was pretty close to what the average rider would probably do if they bought an XR, especially as I've seen plenty such machines with high miles and no mods since my tenure with the machine. 5,000 miles mightn't seem a lot, and in the grand scheme of things it really isn't. But since I took delivery of the BMW S1000XR back in July, I have tested roughly 22 more new bikes, all requiring decent seat time to form a valid opinion. So $5,000 was okay for me. It's funny how your feelings change after a bit of time together. At the 2015 intro for the BMW S1000XR, I said, the engine seemed to have a real VB spot between 5,000–6,000 RPM, which is where you'll be in 6th gear on the highway most of the time. In the rapture of receiving a new test bike back in July, I thought I could live with this little idiosyncrasy. But since then, it's become an annoyance like no other, with the vibes even rattling the trim loose around the key area. Over time, however, I learned to live with it. The trick is to get the engine spinning low, below 5,000 RPM or above 7,000, to have a near vibe-free ride on the freeway. The freeway vibes mean next to nothing in the canyons, as the revs rise and fall and don't allow for a constant engine speed, so in this area I have absolutely no issues. The problem is, once above 7,000 RPM in 6th, you're hauling ass. I got my first big ticket since arriving into the US on this bike, and the cop was gracious enough to let me keep my license, but still slapped me with a whopping fine and traffic school duty. That is not the fault of the XR. It was the monkey behind the controls. But clearing its throat and letting the XR eat is a dangerous game at times, especially down the 5 freeway to San Diego, such is the sheer speed of the engine.